Arresting the McLaurys will only make matters worse.
Now, while you're looking for a legal position, Tombstone can be overrun with outlaws.
The minute we ride roughshod over anyone, even Clanton's gunmen, the law will lose public support.
The McLaurys are criminals. I want them run out of Tombstone.
Here. All right. You have your posse roust him, and I turn in my star.
Turn in your star? Now, you listen to me.
No, you listen to me. The McLaurys will fight. Now, do you want a pitched battle and the street women and children killed? Our only real strength is that we stand for law and order. If we stoop to outlaw tactics, we're no better than the Clantons.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Wyatt Earp's insistence that the law must be fair placed him at a disadvantage in the fight to hold Tombstone against the Clantons. Typical of Wyatt's refusal to use unfair methods was his clash with Tom and Frank McLaury, a strict adherence to the law which was to lead sometime later to the famous Battle of the OK Corral.
Frank ain't gonna like our moving. Neither is old man Clanton.
Tom, you promised me. I can't stand living here another day.
Oh, I know it's been hard on you, Aethra.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Uh-oh. My brother. Hiya, Frank.
What's going on here? You leaving us, Aethra?
I told you last night. We're moving into Tombstone.
So she talked you into it.
I made up my own mind.
She's been wearing the pants ever since you brought her here from Chicago. If you was my wife, I'd...
You give me a pistol whipping. Well, I'm still moving.
She's no good.
Keep out of this, Frank. She's my wife.
Then stop giving in to her.
You afraid of Mr. Clanton?
I ain't afraid of nobody.
Oh, look, Frank. We can still work with the old man.
Not living in Tombstone, we can't. That's Wyatt Earp's town is bound to be trouble.
Well, I ain't busting up my marriage on Earp's account.
We'll see what the old man has to say about that.
Oh, look, Frank. Let's give in to her. She'll get her fill of Tombstone, and in a few months she'll be glad to move back here. I've got to give her a chance to do what she thinks will make her happy.
Go on, Frank.
Well, whether I say so or not, Mr. Clanton, they're leaving. She's wearing the pants, and there ain't nothing I can do about it.
Well, you know something, Frank?
Huh?
It might not be such a bad idea, moving in Tombstone.
Yeah?
I still own the OK Corral. Ain't no good to me for hiding loot anymore. Earp's on to that. Say, why don't you and Tom open it up again as a livery stable? There's a house right next door let you have rent free, and you can hire some saddle tramp to do the work.
If that's what you want, we'll do it.
That's what I want. My main notion is to stick some spurs into Earp. Imagine we'll have a fort right in the middle of Tombstone.
That's smart, Mr. Clanton.
That wife of Tom, she's smart, too. Why don't you let her run the business? Nothing like work keep a woman out of mischief. Besides, I want you, McLaurys, to... Well, I want you to keep on riding with me.
Don't you worry about that, Mr. Clanton. We'll always be riding with you.
Me and Ringo don't like the McLaurys taking over the OK Corral.
So you've been listening behind doors again. I want no more of it.
Well, they're gonna make you lots of trouble. Earp's got a safety committee.
Trouble with you and Ringo is you're jealous of the McLaurys. You always have been. They're really my top guns. You don't like that.
Now, Mr. Clanton.
Don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. Anything happened to me, you and Ringo was aiming to take over. Well, ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
You got us all wrong.
No, I ain't. Why don't you ride on into Tombstone? Forbid the McLaurys to live there. Go on. Try it.
We ain't figuring on anything like that.
I say you ain't. Tom and Frank could lay you both in Boot Hill. Now go on, clear out of here.
Just doesn't make any sense. McLaury's moving into town to open up the OK Corral.
It does, according to the story the Honorable Mayor Clum has spread all over the front page of his newspaper. Claims this is the start of another Clanton trial to take over Tombstone.
What, with just the McLaurys? We've cleared Clanton out before. What could be his reason this time?
Oh, Doc. Wyatt? Wyatt, I just told Dick Gerd to round up the vigilantes.
What for?
What for? I don't want the OK Corral turning into a Clanton hangout. I want the McLaurys run out of Tombstone.
We have no legal reason to do that.
The safety committee thinks otherwise.
Well, you're the mayor. You can order that. But
But what?
rousting the McLaurys will only make matters worse.
Now, while you're looking for a legal position, Tombstone can be overrun with outlaws.
The minute we ride roughshod over anyone, even Clanton's gunmen, the law will lose public support.
The McLaurys are criminals. I want them run out of Tombstone.
Yeah.
All right. You order the posse to roust them, and I turn in my star.
Turn in your star? Now, you listen to me.
No, you listen to me. The McLaurys will fight. Now, do you want a pitched battle and the street women and children killed? Our only real strength is that we stand for law and order. Now, if we stoop to outlaw tactics, we're no better than the Clantons.
All right, Wyatt. All right. I'll tell the safety committee to hold off for a while. But I want the McLaurys watched day and night.
They will be. Morning, ma'am.
Mona?
I'm Wyatt Earp.
I'm Aethra McLaury, Tom's wife.
Nice to know you. Tom and Frank around?
Well, not right now.
I have a few questions. Do you think you could answer?
Well, why don't you come in the office?
Thank you. Well, Mrs. McLaury, you certainly keep this place very neat.
Thank you.
You enjoy living in Tombstone?
So far.
Why'd you leave the ranch?
Is it against the law?
No, but you belong to the Clantons.
Mr. Clanton had nothing to do with our moving here. It was my idea.
Oh?
Well, I was raised in Chicago. I couldn't stand living on the ranch.
Ranch life is very difficult, especially for a woman.
Well, the loneliness was awful. At least here I can walk down Allen Street and see people.
Well, didn't Tom and Frank object?
First, then I won Tom over.
What about Frank?
I'm not married to him.
Let's talk about Mr. Clanton.
Well, he gave us a half interest in the livery stable just for managing it. And rent-free.
I never knew he was that generous. You satisfied to have your husband work for him?
Why shouldn't I be?
Clanton's an evil man. He destroys everything he touches. All right, Mrs. McLaury. That'll be all. You tell Tom and Frank I'll be watching him.
Mr. Earp, wait, please. I want Tom to quit, Mr. Clanton. I want him to lead an honest, decent life. That's why I talked him into moving to Tombstone.
You think you can change him?
Mr. Earp, my husband loves me. And I love him. I want to keep on loving him. want to bear and raise his children. I want to see him respected. I can change him. I know I can.
Well, you've certainly got your work cut out for you. But I wish you luck.
Marshal! Marshal, there's a dead man at the OK Corral. Found them hanging from the rafters and cut him down. Don't know when he got strung up, unless someone killed him while I was eating supper.
He's been dead longer than that. He's cold as ice. You get some help. Get him over to Dr. Goodfellow. I want an autopsy right away.
Yes, sir.
You take the McLaurys?
Yeah.
I better go around back.
No. The McLaurys never run.
You're asking for it, Deacon.
Who is it?
Marshal Earp. I want to talk to Tom and Frank.
They're asleep. What's wrong?
There's a dead man in the stable.
No. Tom and Frank had nothing to do with it.
Maybe not, but I have to hold him till I make sure. Miss A3, you still there?
Yes.
I want you to do me a favor. Before you wake Tom and Frank, I want you to hand me over their guns. If you don't, they'll come out shooting and one of them might get killed. Miss Aethra, please hand over the guns.
Your faith in human nature touches me.
Thank you.
Aethra.
Steve.
What's going on here?
What is this? A roust?
What'd you give my guns for?
I told you she was no good.
There's a corpse in your stable.
You're lying.
I'm arresting you both on suspicion of murder.
I told you. They had nothing to do with it. They haven't been near the stable all day, and they went to sleep right after supper.
I still have to arrest them.
What for? Where did
I don't stay.
Easy, Doc. The law will have to prove they did it. Now, you'll be safer in jail. When the vigilantes hear about this, they'll be loading for bear. I promise you, they'll all be fair. Now, get upstairs and put the rest of your clothes on. We're going to jail. Come on, move.
Oh, hello, Wyatt.
What about the autopsy?
Death by strangulation. 2 or 3 days ago.
That's what I thought.
From the condition of the body, I'd say he was strung up out in the desert like a rustler.
Any identification?
None.
There's just one man that I know would hang a rustler instead of shooting him.
Captain Rowland?
It's just a guess. His spread is beyond my jurisdiction, but I'll have to find out.
When Clanton hears you jailed the McLaurys, he'll ride in at Tombstone and take it apart. You can't leave now.
Maybe you're right. I'll send Doc out.
You're going to an awful lot of trouble to prove these gunslingers are innocent.
Well, they are innocent until proven guilty. Besides, Frank and Tom had never bothered to hang a man. They just used bullets.
don't you send Shotgun out to talk to Captain Rowland?
Because Roland might talk to you, and because Mr. Gibbs is in Tucson. Now, you find out all you can, hurry back.
Doc Holliday riding off on a wild goose chase to save the McLaury's necks. Can you imagine that?
Now, the law must be fair.
Well, if Clanton guns you down while I'm gone, I'll engrave those words on your tombstone.
She had no right to talk to me like that. I saved their lives.
Once they're free, they'll forgive you, Miss Aether.
Wyatt? Wyatt, have you got both the McLaurys?
Yeah, but I don't think they did it.
Didn't do it. Well, the body was found hanging in the barn at the OK Corral.
The autopsy shows that the body's been dead at least 2 days. Now, it's my guess that somebody put him in there to pin the blame on the McLaurys.
And you prove that, Wyatt?
I think I can when Doc gets back. Now, Mrs. McLaury, I'm sorry. This is Mr. Clum, our mayor, Mrs. Tom McLaury.
Ma'am?
She says that Tom and Frank had nothing to do with it.
Well, the courts will have to decide that. Meanwhile, the safety committee is going to be standing by.
That won't be necessary.
Won't be... Wyatt, you're here all alone. What if Clanton tries to bring those hoodlums of his in here to spring those two murderers?
They're not murderers.
Well, the vigilantes are going to remain under arms until they're brought to trial.
You heist the Sandy Bob stage right outside Tombstone. When Earp's safety committee hightails it after you, you lead them as far out of town as you can, show a little fight, take off. Any questions? Get started. Well, you sure took long enough getting here. Where's Ringo?
At Galeyville. Sleeping off a drunk.
Reckon you heard. Earp jailed McLaury's.
I told you there'd be trouble.
Hush up. Some varmint strung up a man in the OK Corral whilst the McLaury's was asleep. And seeing that grin on your face, I got a suspicion it was you and Ringo.
Oh, no, you're all wrong, boss.
We'll see. You start them boys drifting into Tombstone by 2s and 3s and see they work their way gradual to the jail.
You planning to bust the McLaurys loose?
You're darn tootin' I am. I ain't letting my top gun stay in Earp's jail.
Sandy Bob's stage has been held up just outside of town.
Oh?
Luckily, the vigilantes are all ready. They're waiting for you.
Well, you lead them, Mr. Mayor.
Me lead them? Well, man, that's your job. You're the law here in Tombstone.
That's just why I'm staying in town, to enforce the law.
Well, what about the stage holdup?
I think the Clantons pull that, get the safety committee outside of town.
What makes you think that?
Because most of Clanton's gunmen are in town.
You think they're here to bring the McLaurys?
Yeah.
I'll get the safety committee to surround the jail.
No. Your first idea was better. You let them take off after the Sandy Bob bandits.
Why? That leaves you here all alone.
If that posse stays here, it's going to be the bloodiest street fight that Tombstone's ever seen. Now, you don't want that, do you?
Of course not, Wyatt.
Well, I don't think Clanton wants it either. If I'm alone, I think I can talk to him. He's listened to me before.
But he Won't this time.
I'll take that chance. Now, will you get the posse started?
Good luck, Wyatt.
What do you know? The vigilantes rode off without Earp.
Too bad for him.
You got 30 seconds to turn the McLaurys loose. Turn them loose.
The McLaurys stay right where they are.
In a way, Earp, I'm kind of glad you decided that. I've been waiting for this for a long, long time.
Now, that makes two of us. You go ahead and start shooting, Mr. Clanton, if you want to. But if you do, I'm going to get you first. Mr. Clanton, I believe the McLaurys are innocent, but I have to have proof. And I think I'll have it before the day is over.
Hold your fire!
You were right, Wyatt. That corpse was a rustler. Captain Rowland caught red-handed. He tried to shoot his way out, wounded two of Rowland's men, and the captain had him strung up.
How'd the body get over to the OK Corral?
Johnny Ringo asked permission to cut him down and bury him. Claimed he was a friend of his and Broch's.
You bring the McLaurys out here. And holster that gun and keep it holstered.
Ringo and Broch's. I knew it. I knew it! Stooping to a miserable trick like this to get rid of the McLaurys and me, if I give them the chance. Well, they'll never live long enough to see that day. Broch's!
Where's Brochus and Ringo?
Never mind, Frank. I'll take care of them. You go on, pack your belongings, and move back to the ranch. And if that wife of yours don't like it, let her come complaining to me.
Come on, Nathan.
No. I don't want to be the wife of one of Clanton's gunslingers.
I've had enough of your telling me what to do. You're coming with me.
No!
Look, Ethra, you're my wife. I want you to come with me.
You heard what the lady said. You all right? What are you gonna do?
Go back to Chicago, where I belong. Thanks, Mr. Earp, for keeping your word.
Suppose I hadn't made it in time.
Then you could have engraved those words in my tombstone.
What words?
The law must be fair, remember?
He cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave. courageous and bold.